Good morning, boys and girls. It is Saturday, May the 1st, and it is day 11 of our life cycle of a chicken unit, and we only have 10 days left until our chicks are ready to hatch. Now, our hatching day will be Tuesday, May 11th, and that is during the week that you guys are up here for testing. And remember, we said that some of them may actually come on Monday, May 10th, or may come Wednesday. And so we're going to be keeping a close eye on them during that week. Now let's look at our timeline. Every day we've been doing our timeline, and we've been watching the embryos grow and change. And we've just been so amazed at day by day what is happening and how they are growing and changing. And how that little bitty blob becomes a chicken, right? So we've talked about the membrane, the blood vessels, the eyes, the egg tooth, the beak, the feathers. We've had all of these things to happen in just 10 short days, haven't we? The last one that we read yesterday was for day 10, where the beak begins to harden. And so today we're going to look at how that beak continues to harden. Now that beak is really kind of special. Remember yesterday we reached up and we felt our own mouth? And we didn't feel anything hard like that, right? But that beak is so important because it helps the chick, first of all, to break out of the shell, and then secondly, to eat. So every day of its life without that beak, it couldn't eat. So it's a very, very, very important part of the chick's body. And it takes a few days to fully develop. And so the beak continues to harden on day 11. Go ahead and color in your picture of the embryo and glue it on your timeline. And now you have seen the picture, and so you know what it looks like. The difference that I see from yesterday to today is that the yolk has gotten bigger, hasn't it? This whole yellow area has stretched out almost to the whole entire membrane inside the egg. And it's gotten a little bit more orange, hasn't it, than the beginning. So let's look over here at our vocabulary words. I want you to write these down. I want you to pick at least 4 or 5. Now, so far I've introduced you to 12 vocabulary words, and today we're going to add number 13. So I want you don't have to write down all of these, but pick 4 or 5 of your favorite ones, maybe ones that you haven't used before. If you haven't used the word incubator, that's a good one. If you haven't used nest or roost or brood, that's what we're going to call our chicks once they've been hatched. We talked a lot about the air sac. To me, that's like the most fascinating part inside an egg. Today what we're going to look at is a new word called a pullet. A pullet is what you call a female chicken that is less than 6 months old. So it's kind of like how, as humans, we call a baby, right? And then once a baby starts walking around, we call that baby a toddler. And that usually lasts until they're about 2 or 3. And then we start calling them a child. See all these words we have for humans? So there are also words for chickens. So we've already learned that rooster is a male chicken, hen is a female chicken, but this one is a specific name that you call a female chicken that is less than 6 months old. So a pullet would be something. Those of you who decided that you inside your chicken egg are a female, you might want to use that word today, pullet, which is a female chick under 6 months old. Now, I'm going to take one more look because, you can't handle an egg for forever. Pretty soon what happens is the embryo gets to be too big. And so you can't see through the egg anymore. But I'm going to look one more time on day 11 and see if we can't continue to see the embryo growing inside. All right. I'm in the dark here, so my camera is struggling to find focus, but let's let it find focus real quick. And do you see that big black glob over here? I don't have enough hands. Let me put my camera down so I can point and show you at the same time. All right, I'm going to set it up right there so I can show you the flashlight and the egg at the same time. And so we will turn this egg around until we're able to see. Let me see if I can fix it where you can see. I can see. All right, see that black dot right there? See that whole big area right there? that is where the embryo is growing. We can see our line between the dark side and the light side, can't we? So all of this dark side, which goes all the way around to right here, in fact, that dark side is getting to be wider and wider and wider. This is the only area of the egg now that is still light. And so pretty soon what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to see inside these eggs anymore because the embryo is going to be taking up all that space, right? Now let me see if I can't catch the embryo moving this morning. I bet I can because I'm shaking it all up, aren't I? Now we don't want to shake it too much. I'm just kidding. That chicken would not be safe in there if we did that, but I'm going to see if I can't turn them around and let you see the spot moving on the inside. I can see the air sac up at the top. You see that? See that right there? See that circle? Kind of looks like a halo. That's the little air sac that contains the oxygen that the chick is going to breathe before he's born. Let me turn him around this way and see if we can't see him a little bit better. Oh yeah. Okay. Get him to where you guys can see really well. Do you see where the dark side ends right there and it starts up again right there? So it's only that thin little strip right there that is light inside. And the embryo is hidden behind this whole dark side of the egg over here. So it's just becoming harder and harder to see the embryo actually moving around inside there. Now I can see blood vessels, and when I turn the egg like that, let me see if I can see him in there. If I can find him, I'll show him to you. He's wanting to hide this morning, isn't he? Okay. Well, I definitely see where he's at. Let me see if I can turn this around and show you. But I don't see him very clearly moving around in there this morning. You see that black area to the left of our X? I'm going to keep the egg real still and see if you can see it moving. I don't think so. But I'll tell you what I will do, because this is Saturday and nobody's up here. Before I leave, I'll get out one more and see if we can't find one that is maybe not so big. That was a very, very big egg. And so maybe the chicken inside is actually big and taking up the space. This one is a light brown egg, and it's fairly small. Let's see if we can't see. Oh yeah, I see him in this one. All right, so let me find a good angle, and then I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you. Oh, he has really grown, boys and girls, from just a couple of days ago. He has really, really grown. All right, let me find just the right angle. There we go. Okay, I'll turn the camera around and let you see. See that little black dot? We found him, didn't we? We found one of them not hiding this morning. If you look really closely, you can also see the blood vessels through the egg. You can see that air sac on this side. It's pretty big, isn't it? It's got just enough air in there for them to breathe before they're actually born. See that dot? I'm going to hold the camera real still. See that dot right there moving around? Yeah, that's our embryo. But see how he's a little bit harder to see today than he was 2 days ago? Because he's growing so much and he's kind of blending in with that whole dark side of the egg. Pretty soon we won't be able to candle anymore. You can only candle really on day 9 and 10. We're on day 11, so we're pushing it. But that's our little embryo in there. How exciting. We have 10 days left for our experiment, our life cycle of a chicken.